My heart is beating fast already. This is probably gonna be like the most heartfelt video I've ever done, ever. Today is March 15th. It is my niece's birthday. She's 3 years old. Madisyn is 3, y'all. And I'm so happy to be here with them and my family here in California and being able to spend the day with her. We got some things planned for later on, but I'm at the house by myself right now, so right now is the perfect time to do this video. No interruptions, no distractions. Even though it's a happy day, to me it's still kind of a sad day for me. And the reason why it's a sad day is because it's the 1-year anniversary from the day my grandfather passed. And if you know me, you know my grandfather was like my father. More than a father, a friend. More than a friend, he cared for me. It was just like, I don't want to get too deep into things, but a friend of mine on YouTube, his name is Alonzo, he's going through something similar, but not exactly the same as my situation. His mom is not doing so well. She's very sick, and she's on oxygen. And he had a video up that I recently saw about he needed prayer, and he wants people to pray for him and his mom and his family. And he was talking about the whole situation and how it's affecting him. And this video is not just for me to vent and for me to say how I felt about the whole situation, but this is my chance to help somebody else out by actually speaking out about, well, at least my emotions and my feelings about the whole thing.
Walk down the sidewalk, staring at your feet, wishing my steps were longer, so by your sides I could keep. Hold your hand much bigger, never wanted mine to grow, so I could always fit perfect inside your palms just so. No one loves me just like you do. No one knows me just like you do. No one can compare to the way my eyes fit in yours. You'll always be my father, and I'll always be your joy.
It's hard talking about it. Like I said, my grandfather was very much my father figure. My father wasn't there. I didn't have a good relationship with him. And my grandfather was the one that stepped in from day one and always had my back. Was always so proud of me, encouraging me, supporting me in whatever I did, like nobody else has. I can honestly say that I don't know anybody else who has never had anything negative to say about me. Everybody got one negative thing to say about somebody, but I don't ever think I've heard him say that to me, or I've heard that he said anything about me. And the hard part was him being like my father figure. As he was getting sick, he had cancer, and it was like a cancer that was like eating away at his whole body. And so he was starting to wither down like really quickly. He was diagnosed in July or August of 2009, and he passed in March 2010. But the hardest thing for me was watching him like go down in his health. And it was hard for me because I'm used to calling him up and saying, "Hey, Papa, how you doing?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I went to the spa today," or "I did this, I was bowling, I did some yard work outside, you gonna come and help me," or whatever. yeah, I'll come out there. But now, like, when I was talking to him, it was so, like, it just didn't feel right to me just to ask him how he was doing. Because, like, as he was slowly getting, like, the cancer was eating away at him, he got smaller. His muscle mass went down. You know, he wasn't looking the same. He didn't look like my grandfather. And I'm like, I've never seen him that small and that weak. He was always such a strong man. Never have I seen him so weak. And it was hard for me. So, like, I would be at the house. I would call him, say, how are you doing? And it's like he would say, I'm not doing so well. I could be better. That's just not what I'm used to hearing from him. And it was hard seeing him do that and call him on the phone. And I had to go to the doctor's office today. I had some tests run, and I'm not doing so well. And it wasn't the same. And the thing I knew, like, I had to be strong. But it was so hard to be strong in the whole situation because the man I knew as my father it was different when my grandmother passed because I didn't expect it, and you don't know how to handle it at the moment. But this time I knew he was dying. I would go visit him at the hospital, and he would be sitting there, and he would be laying there, and he wouldn't be responding because he was asleep or had medications or whatever. And I would just look at him. And one thing I knew that I wish I could change, but I can't now, is I wish I wouldn't have been so selfish. And that's why I'm saying this video is to help somebody else out. And if somebody in your family is going, or you know that they're sick and you don't want them to leave, nobody wants anybody to leave. Nobody wants anybody to die. But you can't be selfish, because me being selfish, it blocked me from getting the chance to talk to him the way I wanted to. Get to ask him the questions I needed to know the answers to. And I can't get that back. And I just wish I had that chance to go back. My mom would be like, can you sing for him? Just sing for him. And I didn't know what to sing. I didn't know what to say. I was just like quiet the whole time. I didn't say much of anything. I'll be at the house. I'll be so quiet. He didn't want to be treated any different, but I just didn't know how to treat him. And it was like my grandfather has always been there for me, has always done every and anything he can to make me happy. And it's hard to say it now, but I remember one last thing he said to me, and it was when he was doing pretty well, and it was before Christmas of 2009, I think. And he was saying he was sick, and he was just coming from the hospital, whatever. He was laying on the bed, and I was just talking to him, and he was saying that he believed in me, and people have explained this to me many times of what he meant by that, but I still don't understand. Like, you believe in me for what? Like, what do you trust me with? Like, what do you believe in me for? Like, what did I do? What am I going to be doing? What do you expect me to be doing? I don't know. And it's just like, I wish I could have asked him, but I just took it like, okay. I don't even think I responded to him when he said that. I just sat there. But my grandfather was such a strong man. Like, I remember there was this one situation, and I'll never forget it. I was about 3 or 4 years old, sitting in the pickup truck with him. We're riding, going somewhere. I was always with my grandpa and my grandma. And so we're riding in the car, and I still have this problem now. I don't close doors all the way. And so I closed the door. Seatbelt was on, you know. And we're riding up the hill by my grandpa's house, and the door swung open. I'm just freaking out, thinking I'm about to fall out the door. And his eyes got like huge, like this, and he just reached over all across, like reached He reached all the way across me and pulled the door shut from like it flying. He pulled the door shut and closed it. My heart was beating so fast, I thought I was about to die. And to me, that was like he just saved my life because I felt I was gonna fall. And the first person I reached for was him. And like that's all I knew was my grandpa. And I miss him a lot. I miss him so much, and I miss my family right now because during that time they were always there for me from ever since we were little. You know, growing up, we've always been such a close-knit family. But that was the time I really needed them, and they were just there for me the whole time. They kept my mind off of it. They kept me preoccupied, and they kept my spirits high. They kept me lifted up, you know, and I just needed that. And I know my brother doesn't know much about the whole situation with me and my grandpa. My family here doesn't know much about it, but just the family that I had back home. I miss you guys. I miss you guys so much. And I think I'm going to end it here because I don't want to get too emotional and too deep, because like I can go on forever and ever and ever talking about my grandpa. But this is to my grandfather, Richard Talbert Sr. I love you. I miss you. And I know I'm going to see you again. And one more thing. To Alonzo, I know how much your mom means to you, and I know that she's always been there and she always will be. And just don't be selfish about it. I'm not saying it as a bad thing, but just, you love her already. We all can see that, and we know the relationship you have with her. But if she has to go, and this is God's time calling her to come home, you have to let her go. And that's the one thing my grandfather was pulling and struggling with his life for. It seemed like he wanted to make sure that we all were okay with him going, but I wasn't. I really wasn't. And I remember the one last time I saw him and I had my little moment with him alone and he wasn't responding. I was just holding his hand, and I'm sitting there and I'm sitting there, man, on the edge of the bed, looking in his eyes like mine. And I said, I'm ready for you to go. Because once you're gone, I know that he's not going to struggle anymore. He won't suffer anymore. He's free. And he's better off there than he is here. And the same goes for anybody. We're so much better off with God than we are here on earth. This is the land of the dead. I'd rather be in the land of the living. And so, I promise I'm done. But I miss him a lot.
And I'll always be your joy. Belly, nights when mama wasn't home, lightning made me shiver, and you never let me feel alone. I tried to match your breathing, beating my little heart against yours. Perfect were the nights we were sleeping. I never want to end what we are. No one loves me just like you do. No one knows me just like you do. No one can compare to the way my eyes fit in yours. You'll always be my and I'll